on episode 65. And today I have a very good friend, a person I think we grew to know each other when I was back in Malaysia. I stayed at her property, and my God, we're going to be talking so much more about that just in a bit. All right. But as usual, it's customary that we always begin our show with a dance. So Glenda, are you ready to dance with me?
Yes.
Okay, let's go, baby. Come on, move it.
You're
Yes,
good.
I want to see you in the whole of the screen.
You're good.
Left, right, left. Now in front, back.
Other dancers may be on the floor, but my eyes will see only you. Only you have that magic technique. When we swear I believe, I can mix and violin long before it begins. Make me feel so.
I think you can start teaching dancing too.
Swing, swing now. When marimba rhythms start to play, dance with me, make me swing like a lazy ocean hugs the shore. Hold me close, swing me more.
Thank you so much, Fon. That was beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing the dance with me. How was that experience?
Dr. Karthika, give me a hug. Give me a hug.
Okay, so Glenda, all right, I usually give a lot big introduction for people, but let's just keep it cool. And why don't you tell us who you are? Okay, so this is going to be like your introduction to the world. Okay, probably you can tell us your hero's journey. Who is Glenda Chang and how she is who she is today? So take it away and tell us your hero's journey.
Okay, so thanks, Dr. Karthika, for invitation for this podcast. Okay, so me started off with close to 40 years ago.
Wow.
I was born in a very, very small town in Mersing.
Okay.
And my parents, my father's side was from a very little town, which is called Jemaluang.
Okay.
That have very little population, only have a primary school. Okay. And then because it only have a primary school, we have to move to Segamat so that we can get educated. So there is primary school and there is secondary school there. Wow. So at least I finished my 17 years old, my primary secondary school in Segamat, Johor. Okay. So coming from a very small town girl, that the parents, family are farmers.
Farmers, huh?
Yes.
Wow.
Very small town. That.
Can you remember what they used to plant?
I have a family member that used to used to be in, like fish, shrimp and all that.
Sorry?
Fish, shrimp. And
okay, so poultry, right? I mean, like they were brewing, or were they fishing, or how was it?
No, brewing fish, prawn, and something like green veggie or chili.
Wow. Okay. And have you been to these gardens as you were young, or a farm? Do you remember?
At the back of my grandparents' house, There are chicken running around. There are duck running around.
So nice. Okay, okay. So from that, you went to do your primary education in a different town because it was not even available. Then what happened?
Yes. And growing up, looking at the chicken and duck running around behind the house, if we want any chicken or duck, we can just slaughter it and eat it. And then
Wow,
when we
okay.
want any vegetable, we can just go to the back of the house where there is all the sawi, cabbage and everything.
Okay.
And
Just take, cut and masak. Wow, like super awesome lah, right? You have your own. Nowadays it's terrace gardening, but those days where people were gardening like proper, right? And farming, you were saying in that.
yeah. And then if you want any fruits like papaya, rambutan tree was at the back of the house where I could just climb up and pick the rambutan.
Pluck and eat it fresh and juicy. Nice. Okay.
And can you believe I used to be really good in climbing the trees?
Can you still climb a tree? My God, that's one of my bucket lists, in fact, to be able to climb a tree because I've never climbed a tree before.
So I used to climb the trees just to pluck some rambutan to eat. And then when we moved to a slightly bigger town, there is no such thing anymore.
Okay.
So basically, during the primary and secondary school, I have to go to school. I have to basically learn. I have to be very competitive because I know only education can change my life. If not, I will be still farmers, learning about farming and all these things, which is not bad, but the conventional way of farming is very labor intensive.
Correct. You're right.
So I always wanted to be an engineer because I know I'm not good with, blood. I can't take blood. So I'm an engineer. I don't know what else I can be.
Okay. Right.
So I'm so lucky that after Form 5, I enrolled into University of Technology of Malaysia to do my degree in engineering, which, everything seems to be well planned, after primary, secondary, and then go to university. So after the 4 years of university, I graduated and I joined the company as a junior engineer in Malaysia. And then after 3 years in Malaysia, the company sent me to Middle East.
Okay.
And I did 3 years in Middle East because to challenge myself. So
what did you do again? Sorry, I couldn't get it.
I was transferred to Middle East.
Okay, yes, I got that part. And then after which?
Because I wanted to challenge myself.
Oh, okay, nice, right.
And Middle East is not that friendly for ladies.
Okay.
This is back in 2006, which is 14 years ago.
Okay.
So it wasn't very easy for a lady to work as an engineer there.
Okay.
So I pick up that assignment because I want to challenge myself, to prove myself that I can handle the work. So I did that, and then after a few years, I come back and work for a joint venture with PetroNAS.
Okay.
And then help an Australian company to set up their company branch and team in Malaysia.
Okay.
And then after that, I helped PetroNAS to set up another subsidiary in Malaysia.
Oh, nice.
And from there, I learned how these two companies set up in Malaysia.
Okay.
All the process, how they get an office, how they put up a team, how they basically do the work and everything, and inspire me to one day have my own company. Although they are very big organization, but with a very big funding.
Yeah.
But I know I can do something small.
Okay.
Then I quit and I did my MBA, but never finished because I don't want to do the thesis, too lazy. By the time I finished the core subject, I decided to start up my own business already.
Okay.
This is back in 2016, 2017 already. Because I'm telling myself, I better try this before I get old.
Okay, right, nice. So before you go further, right? So were there any entrepreneurs? Are you the first generation entrepreneur in your family, or were there entrepreneurs in your family already?
Basically, the farming and all that, they are already
Entrepreneurs, okay. So
entrepreneur
blood was in you.
Yes, it is basically born in me because everyone in my family, regardless big or small business, they are all entrepreneur. Because farming, they plant their veggie, they are entrepreneurs. My uncles that brew and you know, do all the fishing and everything, they are entrepreneurs. Because,
Okay.
but I can see it is up and down life. I already understand that since young. And I already understand if you get a return, you get lots of money. But let's say one day there is a big rain and flooded everything. So all your things are gone.
Yeah,
Then
so you have to put in multiple baskets, right? Yeah.
yes. So basically, I started understanding the concept because there are times where I still remember when I was young, my uncle was telling me the fish all died one day. So all the effort, everything, all the money that they have put in, just because of the weather change, the fish all died one day. So I totally understand that in business there is up and down. If
There's going to be a huge amount of risk, right?
Yeah.
Which you need to be able to immediately solutionize what you should be doing next.
Yes. So basically, if everything works, they make money.
Correct.
But then they don't know tomorrow, if something goes wrong, they are going to lose money. So
Correct.
that's really an entrepreneurship that I have started picking up and started learning, you know. Yes, you can make money. The reward is there, but you have to always plan A, plan B, plan C. You know, another incident that I saw is one of the plantation that one of my family member had. One night, the elephants came past.
Oh.
And everything
Boom,
gone.
boom. Huh.
Yeah. So I've seen fishes die one day. No, the fish die is because of the big they call it biawak, you know.
Okay. Monitor lizard.
Yeah, that came and eat and kill them, half of them. And then the elephant came. So all this, and then there are also incidents where floods and then everything gone.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can see how the hardship every day they have to go and fix the plant, water it, you know, put fertilizer and everything. They always say they depend a lot on God.
Yeah. Wow. That's extremely gratifying, right? To know that they are provided by a power which is bigger than them. And that's really beautiful.
Yeah. And then I'm seeing the hardship and I say I have to do it. I have to be educated to see how to control the risk better.
So coming back, so you wanted to start up your own company, right? So you being inspired by PetroNRG and you already anyway started helping them to set up companies. So what was your first venture? What did you do?
My very first venture was related to oil and gas industry because that is where I have 15 years of experience. Okay. So I've always been very actively trying to tender for projects, trying to do a lot of things for oil and gas for a change because I come from a younger generation compared to my older
seasoned ones, perhaps, yeah.
So we always want to change.
Yeah.
And one thing that you realize, we have been in the industry, you know, oil and gas has been the industry that haven't been changing in the last 50 years. Okay. So all the technology that we have been using have been quite old. There are slight changes, small changes, but there is no big changes. But this COVID is basically changing across not only oil and gas, but across of everyone's lifestyle.
Correct. It's asking for everybody to step up their game, you know, and if you haven't, it has leveled the playground so that, you know, and those who are a continuous, you know, who would be, I would say, a thriver, a survivor would kind of find an opportunity even during this crisis, like what you did, right? So we're going to be talking about that, and probably you can give them a little bit of teaser about what did you do during this time? What had happened during pandemic?
Yeah. So being an entrepreneur, since we have touched that I'm being an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
During COVID, we all being, you know, locked down, stay at home for 3 months. So being an entrepreneur, lockdown, staying 3 months, working from home, nothing moved, you will be very, very depressed. You'll be very upset because you have no income. You don't know what's going to happen later. Things are going to change. Economy shut down, and you being an entrepreneur, you have to be agile. You basically just have to change, find opportunities. you have no other means, but you have staff that you need to maintain. You have your office overhead that you have to pay. You have everything that you have committed that you still have to pay. You know, you still have to eat, you still have to pay your house, you have to pay everything. So at that point of time, I was really struggling and thinking, shit, we are going to be, you know, the new norm is disinfect the office every now and then.
Correct.
How can I afford this cost already? So then I went and started searching for the price. And each time they come, they spray, they charge for 500 ringgit.
Okay.
If the government said, okay, you have to do it every day or you have to do it every week, this will be huge.
An extra, overhead, right? Which again, we need to find another source of generation, and definitely you saw there was a need, there was a gap that you can, address and fill.
Yeah.
Huge gap if you can actually bring down the cost, right?
Yeah. So as an engineer, you want to bring value to the society, right?
Correct.
So I was thinking, how can I make this thing easier for people?
Okay.
For me, that I doesn't want to have people coming in to spray my office. For me, that I don't want to arrange people coming in every now and then. I have to wait, I have to check, I have to make sure. So I'm thinking to have something more automated. That is how during the 3 months period of time, doing research, knowing what is already in the market, improve it from there so that it makes it more friendly for me. When it is friendly for me, probably it's more friendly for everyone, right?
Correct. So your customer avatar has to be closest to you. So if it kind of addresses and it can really make your life easy, and people like you are going to be benefiting from that very service that you offer. So stop us, put us away from this mystery of this product that you have created. What is it? Tell us.
So basically, it's an automated disinfection machine.
Okay.
So it just make our life easier with 3 steps. We can just operate it instead of having somebody carrying the tank, spray around and wipe. So that was how, I came out with this after a long time doing research. After having the first generation prototype and then commercialized version and all this. So basically, and then looking at how people today use essential oil and diffuser.
Yeah.
That thing really is.
Yeah, I know we have a long history back with essential oil. We'll touch on that as well. I know because you introduced me to a wonderful, wonderful friend who's a master genius as essential oil. And I think I fell in love, and until today I use an essential oil. Whenever I feel terlalu stress lah, ambil itu lavender kasih masuk. Okay, sure, right.
So we have already been using essential oil and diffuser. Yeah. So I was thinking, we just need to make that diffuser a bigger version, then solve the problem. So that's how that thing come about.
Okay.
So now you got it, huh?
That is how you kind of ting lah. You connected your dots which were already very close to your heart. Say, this one I'm using, okay? See if I can actually put something that actually can disinfect. Intelligent. So tell us right now in this process of diffusing, that what is the chemical that you're actually using? How safe is it? Is it okay for us to inhale, and is it okay to be around food and all that?
Yeah. So then the next step is to find the chemicals to go together with the machine. Same like our essential oil, right? We have to find the chemicals that is suitable for us. So this one is the chemical that can kill the virus, but at the same time doesn't kill us. So to make it simple, then you go through the list of what our government have came out with. And there is a lot of the things in the list is alcohol based.
Okay.
Like the sanitizer that we use.
Yeah.
Alcohol based.
Yeah.
But because the machine has electricity, have battery and everything, so I can't use anything with alcohol based.
Because it becomes flammable, right? Yeah.
Yes. So that is the first thing I scrap out from the list. So you remove out all the alcohol and you only left with only a few. And then from the few, there is toxic and there is non-toxic already, right?
Okay.
So then I remove out the toxic one because inhaling too much of disinfectant will kill our lung, right?
Okay. Okay.
So it will affect our lung. Then I remove out the toxic one. Then left with the one that is safest. And the safest one, you have to check when it is safe, because anything that is safe, when you cross the limit, it is still considered as not safe.
Correct. Hazardous already. Yeah.
Yes. Same like our essential oil.
Yeah.
The very concentrated one is still considered as hazardous. That's
correct. Yeah. And some you can't use on your skin, some you can't consume. So each of it has its own chemical composition. It has to be diluted. So there is definitely science behind it, and I'm sure that you did a lot of research. So the particular the chemical that you have zeroed down what was it?
At the end, it was chlorine dioxide that I have zeroed out, because that one, after doing a lot of research, it is one of the safest one. Especially, I think with your doctor background, you know that one is the safest one when the composition is low.
Okay.
Because it was
for those, even for me, in fact, I read a little bit, but tell us exactly where is chemical dioxide, chloride dioxide, sorry, used?
So basically, chlorine dioxide used in water processing plant. You know, like our water treatment system, Shabas, they use it to kill all the bacteria and germs.
Oh, okay. So the water still we can drink even though it's been used, right? So, that's a moment, right?
When the composition is so low, we consume that in our water,
Okay.
And another thing, in a swimming pool.
Okay. So, right. Chlorine is there. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
So basically, when you swim, you consume a little bit, and your skin and your eyes and everything.
Still okay.
At the end, I choose this because it's one of the safest that we can relate to in our daily life.
Okay. So we already are familiar with this chemical, which we is a part of our lifestyle already, right? So chlorine dioxide, right? So you figured that this would work and started doing. So how did you test that it works? So what did you do to know this machine plus with this? Is there a particular process?
So when we have the machine ready, commercialized, we send it to a lab to basically certify the machine that it is safe for use. Because any electrical compliance, you need to send it to the any lab. Like Malaysia, we have CRIM.
Okay.
I think you are familiar with CRIM, right?
Yeah, the iron and all will have the CRIM.
Yes.
Remember, yes.
So, but then household item, the CRIM can do it. But commercialized and industrialized equipment like this, CRIM can't do it. So I have to send to CE, which is the international
certification body, is it?
Yeah, certification body, which I think you will see that CE logo in your Dell laptop. For example, I'm using a Dell laptop. If you go to the bottom of the Dell laptop, the serial number there. Yeah, check and see. There is
I'm using a Dell as well. Let me just check.
Yeah.
Probably I don't have this one, but okay. Oh yeah, actually yes, I do see it. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So right. The appliance that for export, everywhere they will have this CE symbol. So now you are familiar with it already.
Okay, understand. All right.
So it means it is safe.
I'm going to see all the appliances got CA and not, or CE.
So if the appliances that doesn't have CE, means that they didn't go through the proper certification body.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So new knowledge.
Certify it and make sure that it will not explode, especially the thing.
Is this the one as well in the phone?
Yes.
Okay, right.
Is there a CE on your phone?
Is this CE? No, this is CAA. I think
CAA is another certification body, which is local China.
Oh, okay.
So local China have their own certification body. But your laptop is what brand?
Dell.
Okay, Dell. Dell is an international brand. That's why they have CE.
Okay. Understand.
Now you got it. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So your product basically you are CE certified, and has it been? Is it live already selling it? Are people already using it?
yes, people are already using it. So
Okay.
basically now you understand that, and then for the disinfectant, we have to send to um, lab tests, like how a doctor do a swab test.
Okay.
So then in the lab, they will culture the bacteria,
Okay.
and then they will put the disinfectant and make sure that it dies.
Oh, that's how they actually test whether this thing works lah. Okay.
Yeah, so it's exactly the same like whenever you do a swab and send
Yeah.
it to the lab and check
Put
whether there is
put
such a,
antibiotics, see whether it die or not.
yes. So it's exactly the same concept.
Interesting. Okay. So
So we
imagine.
have all the lab tests showing that all these E. coli, strep, and all these bacteria will die when we put in the disinfectant, you know. Same like
Okay, interesting. Okay, so that is what has been happening, and that's something that you're brewing, and that's extremely awesome. And I intend to actually, what I call it, have a separate session with you just to speak on that. You know, I think that can be an entire product, or perhaps how an entrepreneur can pivot during this moment of everyone being lost, right? And recognize this as an opportunity to just be of service to many people, and do that. So coming back to, is there anything else that you would like to add in regards to the product, perhaps, that you have?
nothing for now, because we are going into a very detailed session on the next one.
Yeah, true. Let's do that. So yeah, I met you, right, in a beautiful residential unit that you have, and oh my God, it's just, I don't know how I ended up there. So that's where we both met each other. And tell us about how you got into real estate, and your journey. So we kind of started off with you, into the oil and gas, and then we came down. So what happened in the between, right? As a journey of the entrepreneur, how did you go into real estate? And let's talk about that.
Yeah. So like what I have said, I grew up in a small town.
Yeah.
So we never have a house. So we always rented a house. When I grew up when I moved from the village to Sagamat, Johor. So we are paying rent every day, every month, you know. So paying the rent, and the owner of the house will have the house at the end of the day. And they can kick us out anytime. So the sense of insecurity is there. So when I started working, I said, okay, the first thing I need to do is have a house, because having a house means a stability of a family. So after graduation, I bought my first house, which is an apartment, only 450 square feet.
Okay.
So it is only 40 to 43 square meter in India. So it's a very small house, 1-bedroom apartment.
Okay.
So after a few years, I realized the house is too small. So I bought the next one, which is 1 year later, I bought the next one, 2-bedroom apartment. And then the house that I had earlier, I rent out. And the rental of the first house can pay the bank installment by itself.
Okay.
So that is how I realized, wow, probably this is an investment. Because after 20 years, 30 years, the house will belongs to me, and I still can continue to get the rent, just like how the landlord actually
last time do.
So then I started buying another one and rented out, and another one and rented out, and slowly, you know, when I have money, I buy another one. Or else what I did was I sell the one that makes money and buy another one. So that is how my journey in real estate properties. And slowly I bought the house that you stayed before and turned it into a homestay.
That was a beautiful. So I need to give a little bit detail about how beautiful the house was. Okay, it was literally like if a person would have a dream house. Okay, that was it. It was not very far from the city, However, it was not in the city, right? So it was on top of a mountain, all right? And very close. In fact, you can get to the city like in 10 to 15 minutes. And I think it was a non-gated community, right? So it was a non-gated community. And the moment you enter in, there will be a cute little pool there. The moment you walk in, your white kitchen, and it was just done so beautifully. I think for me, my stars, my story of how actually ending up there was, I was in a very low point in my life, Glenda, truthfully. I was in a very, very, very low point in my life, and I didn't know where to go. And truthfully, I didn't even have money for 1 month rent. That was my story. I didn't even have money for 1 month rent. I only had about, if I'm not mistaken, some 300 ringgit in my bank. But I needed to leave because it was just overwhelming for me. And I looked on Airbnb. I said, I just need to book the first property, which whatever that comes, So I think for a week or something, it was some 300. Instead of me going to a hotel and staying, I said, let me just take something. Let me just go figure myself out, right? And I had no idea, okay? And the moment when I drove into the house, I was like, what is universe telling me? Like, really, what is universe telling me? Here I am. And at that point, I think there was no one, only Bara. No, not even Bara. I was the only person at that house.
No, I think there was somebody in the house. I remember
the cleaner, the person who was taking care of the house.
Yeah, probably the person.
And the person was taking care of the house. So basically, I am in this space where I was alone. This whole house was for me, basically. And it gave me so much of space to just figure myself out. And then I was thinking, okay, here I am right now. I'm going to make my money. And that's when I started making money. I started going for locum. I made enough money to actually pay you for the next month. And that's how I actually ended up staying there.
Wow,
that was how mind-blowing my very how I ended up there, in that house, and the type of friendship that I developed there, right? Bara coming into my life, and David coming into my life, and all that, right, just kind of brought me back to myself to actually understand, what, there is so much left in life. So I owe a lot of gratitude to that particular space. It was a life-changing moment, I could have gone anywhere, but I came there, and
yeah, it was a homestay, people coming from all over the world.
Yeah.
And then the good thing is the people that rent the place are actually very, very nice people. Surprisingly.
Yeah, probably is your energy that you also kind of create, right? Because that's how we are all connected with energy. So some way, somehow, something right you have created to have created such a beautiful place. To those who are really curious about this, is that unit still a homestay, or have you given it off?
No, it's currently my staff is staying there because of COVID. So I don't want them to travel. And I let them stay in a safe place to work together as well. So
that's very, very nice. But later you'll be making into a homestay, hopefully?
Yeah, probably. So when they move out, if the COVID is not okay, because homestay is not working at this moment,
Correct. Yeah. So, but but I think Glenda has an art of creating beautiful spaces to live. So yeah, that's something that I really would like to commend.
And then, I was so amazed that when I started that homestay, people started coming in and book. I remember there is one is musician. Yeah. I'm not sure whether did you speak to the musician?
No. Artist I saw though.
There is a music school nearby. So basically there is a musician that stayed there before. There is an art institute that is close by, so there are artists that stayed there before. And, David, which is a book writer.
David, who is the consultant of the movie The Secret itself.
Yeah.
Right? So that was like a aha for me, because again, it was like a miracle, because I remember sitting with Bara in the evenings. Both of us are just chilling out right near the swimming pool, and I was telling him, I think, both of us is okay, but it would be really nice to have another housemate, and hopefully this person is someone wise, who's an author, who has a lot of things, and then 1 week later he turns up,
Yeah, it was so funny, right?
He was, and oh my God, what a a journey that I went through, right? I hope to, one day come back there and have a reunion where all of us stay back together, bring Bala, bring David and everybody and have a little reunion.
Farah was a very good cook, and he always wow, the delicious food.
Yes, oh my God. I was a very, very lucky housemaid, truthfully. So yeah.
Cook so well as a guy.
Yeah, I know.
You are so lucky,
I'm always surrounded by, see, because I don't like cooking and I don't cook. So I always like to just cut, clean maybe and let the men do the cooking, hopefully. So yeah, I was very lucky in that way. Every time he would cook, suddenly I'll come back home after working, right? And I'll be like, Katika, I got food in the fridge. I'm like, oh my God, that's so sweet.
Yeah, and then next to the swimming pool where you, Bara, David, everyone hang around,
Every day, man, every day we spend time, and we're so grateful that we also had meals with you, Amma, right? Mom was join us. It was a super place. I was so grateful for that space, and thank you for creating it. I really, when I write my gratitude still today, I put your name down. Thank you, Glenda, for creating that space. For it really changed my life.
I think you stayed with us for quite a while.
Yeah, I think more than 6 months or so.
More than 6 months, I remember that.
Yeah, I definitely did stay.
They stay there for a long time. Even David, Bara, all stay a few months, 4-5 months,
Correct. Yeah, correct. Yeah. So one of the best thing which has happened to my life. Yes. Coming back to you. So yeah, you were doing homestay, and then how did you find a flair to doing it, or perhaps what is your advice to those who want to start going into this?
Because basically businesses is fun. A lot of businesses that I go into, after a while, when you have the passion, determination, and you grow it, you will start seeing the returns. Okay, business, you don't get the return right away. It takes time. It really, really takes a lot of your time and determination and perseverance to make it work. So a lot of my businesses that I went into, I realized after a while, I start to see a lot of things, For example, I feel satisfied. I look at you that came to my space and you change, when the day you came at the very beginning, and then the time you left the place, you're completely a different person, You pick back yourself. You started, working in the clinics, in the hospital, and you started telling us, oh, you know what? Today I did something, I killed somebody, So then, it is your passion. It was also, things that you feel satisfied, you pick up back yourself because you have did something good. Because, I really, sometimes we sit down, we chit chat, and then you tell us, I'm okay, I deal with my patient, with blood or the accident they came in. And we'll be like, oh, I can't do that. But that is your passion. That is how you feel satisfied, right? As a doctor. Yeah. So, that is how we connected. So I do something, people that can benefit people, and people still feel the change and satisfaction. You did it on people, I did it on other way around. So that is something that connects both of us, I think.
Yeah, nice.
The energy.
Energy, absolutely right. So, and how important do you think, right, your growth as a person, as an entrepreneur, as an individual, to have mentors? So, I would like you to take this time right now, all right, to thank three, send them a note of gratitude. Hopefully, even, probably they may even be watching this, and, tell them how their very existence has made you become who you are. It could be a person who's living, not living, it could be a parent, it could be anybody, but you feel that they have been and have played a role of a mentorship, who was a guiding light in your life to actually shape you to become who you are today.
So basically, the two person that always next to me, which is my mom and my brother, as you know.
Okay. Yeah. Your backbone, basically, yeah.
Yeah, and everything that I do, they are very supportive. You just can't imagine. I can wake up in the morning and I tell them, Ma, I think today I want to venture into this. And both of them will be like, huh? But you have no clue what is that. And then I said, I really want to do it. And then they said, okay, go. And then they will be at the backbone of me, supporting, holding me, make sure that I'm okay, you know. So both of them are so cool because I'm the type that I can wake up doing something that I never did before and I never think about it before. For example, like this machine. I just wake up one day, I said, I should do this machine, you know, it's a bigger size of a diffuser.
So first you would have been like, little bit somewhere not okay, but okay, see, she's my daughter, I believe in her, sure, she'll show up like superstar, and then she'll come up with something. And then, you know, I think that is so cool, you know, that you actually mentioned, because once your core is set and you know that few people are there to just believe in you and give you the energy, right, you will have all that to be, you know, that source of light. So when your circle is right, you can become a source of light.
If people want to put you down, then you cannot do it, you know.
Correct.
For them, it is like, okay, you sure you can make that machine 100 times bigger? You know, then I was like, I think so. Then I started Googling, search all the principle and everything and work it out, right? So basically, both of them have been always having so much fun riding my roller coaster.
That's really, really nice. And send my love and, you know, respect to both of them, especially mom. I love her energy. My God, she is so agile. She's just so, like, you know, she's like a small living, I mean, like a kid in that body, you know, and I love her for her spirit she is, and she's just so warm. So yeah, I love her.
And I always said her energy is more than me. I can't cope up with her, you know.
She's very, very full power, very, very, very full power. Okay, so they are your two people who really are important and crucial in your life, right? So why don't you share with us, right? Do you read books, Glenda?
Yes.
Okay. So why don't you share with us a couple of books that you have read, and let's make it a little bit more interesting. Let's select 3 people who are dear, or you think this book, if this person reads, it would be really helpful for them. So it could be a book dedication, basically. So you could probably say, Karthika, you know what, you should read this book. This book has changed me like this. So instead of just sharing the book, you're also saying who can really benefit from that book. Shall we go through that?
Okay, let me think. So there is one book that I always like to talk about. It is Outliers.
Outliers.
Yeah, have you read that book by Malcolm Gladwell?
I have seen the book, but no, I have not read it yet. Yeah. Okay.
So this book, you should read it.
Okay, I will. Thank you. Noted. Outliers, huh?
Yeah. So this book is very special because it is telling you that every level of success, everyone that trying to be successful, they actually have worked a lot out of it. And there is a rule of 10,000 hour rules.
So if you do something for 10,000 hours, you become a master at it.
Yes, correct. So that is, you know, like we always say, practice make perfect.
Correct.
So that book called it 10,000 hours rule. And it studies all the people like Bill Gates, everyone that is very successful already. So what they have done is they have the passion and they repeatedly doing something. So it not only study all the successful people, it also study those that are failed and why. So it's a very good book. I think most of the people that wanted to be successful, they should read that book, because this book was recommended by me by somebody, I don't remember who, and I kept that book because it is a very important book for people that wanted to be successful, and you have to study the characteristic of the successful people. And you need to know the pain that they have went through. These people have been going through more pain than anyone else today. So that is
exactly, that's how a diamond is formed, right? With all that pressure, if not, you remain a carbon. If you are willing to take that pressure and still come out, then you become that diamond.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Yes, book number 2, please.
Book number 2 that I always like is Blue Ocean Strategy.
Okay, nice book. Yeah.
And this book, I think we should pass it to our good friend Shirley.
Okay, okay, okay. So we will tag her in this interview so that she can also have a look at it, and we'll tell her, Shirley, listen to this. There's a gift for you inside. All right.
Yeah.
That.
The reason why I said this is because she's also doing business.
Yeah.
And we are doing, like we look into very niche market business.
Niche, super niche. Yeah.
So the niche market business means you in blue ocean strategy means you need to swim out from the mass market, and you create you create your own market space. Yeah. So it's all about mindset and tools and human, how you do that.
Interesting.
So that's
that book as well. All right. So we have got 2 good recommendations. And your third one, please.
Third one is always my favorite book, which is The Secret Law of Attraction. And this book, everyone needs to read it.
Correct.
That is for almost like everyone, because you want to understand your brain and your energy. And since young, I already started learning this, because when I was young, my first incident that happens to me when I use my brain and my energy was because I grew up in a very poor family and we cannot afford a computer. So using my brain and my subconscious, I said.
So I want to ask you something, right? So you definitely recognize there was some deep-rooted money wounds, and you didn't want to identify with that. You come from a very humble beginning to becoming. I would consider you to be extremely, extremely successful, regardless of whatever your story of your presenting, right? I would see you as a very successful, young, driven individual, right? So just asking you, how did you break that limiting beliefs that, this has been my story, and this is how they have been, and it doesn't have to be me. So what was your process to actually break out of that money wounds and just go fly free?
Like you said, I started understanding the energy very young. So things around me that is negative doesn't affect me.
Okay.
So since young, people that put negativity on me, it doesn't really, for some reason, it just doesn't get to me.
Okay.
Because, I always want to create a positive energy.
Right.
So when I was trying to tell you just now, when I was so poor, I cannot afford a computer. So what I did, using my subconscious mind, I walked to a computer shop. And I said, I need to get a computer. So what can I do? I actually negotiated with the owner of the computer shop. I said, I have 500 ringgit to pay for a deposit for a computer. And then my mom will work part-time. And by the end of the month, she should have some money to pay you all. The owners actually said, okay, girl, I buy you because I want to help you out. So by paying the deposit, I take the computer home.
Yeah. And I think when your intention is clear, right, and be truthful, and I also think when you keep your word, right, to a great extent, even though you may not have it all, and whenever you have a little, you be a good paymaster. I think that becomes your very personality in like though you may not have it all. I know a lot of people who actually have a lot of money yet are very poor paymasters, and so that is a different thing. I think your intention to just be truthful, of regardless of whether you have or not have, and people will be able to see you through, right? So that's something that I hear from you.
Yeah, because it's so funny that at 14 years old, the shop owner actually believes me and let me have it. I said, I need this computer for my school. I need to learn and I need to do my assignment and all these things. And he let me take it home. And then by the time I need to pay, my mom come home And my mom worked part-time at that time in Singapore just to get some pocket money to pay for this computer. Like what you said, you know, I said I wanted this, and my mom suddenly got a call that, can you work temporary for us in the house to take care of the kids for us when we do something, you know. So it just come, you know, like how you said, you come to my house and you suddenly have jobs and things started, you know.
Yeah.
So it happens to me since young. That's why I said the energy is there, you know. And when it clicks, it just what miracle. It's just so strange, you know. So that thing, I started to pick this up. And then the next thing I said, okay, I need to really study hard. I need to go to the university. And the next thing, yes, it happens, you know. So that's
so when you are in alignment, the universe conspires to make it all happen for you, right?
Yeah. That's why I said that book, people need to read. And that book also teaches you that if you are trying to do something bad, the universe will catch you.
Correct.
True. It also tells you the negative thing, it will also harm you.
Correct. Correct.
So, you know.
Comes around and multiplies, isn't it?
Yes. So, do you like that book? So, I want to ask you now.
Oh my God, that book changed my life, right? See, I am doing the vision board party. I read the book. In fact, I watched the documentary first, and I was so blown away because I did it when I was in medical school itself. And I was so blown away by that concept, right? Like it was just whatever I have been doing. See, I have been a powerful manifester, many things in my life, okay? Like, I don't know if I've shared this with you. I have manifested many things into my life. Like one, coming into your house and staying, you know. I always wanted to have a king size life. Though I may not own it, but I still experience it, right? So, and similarly, I've always, from a child, I always wanted to have a BMW, all right? So I've always been very crazy about that. I used to do nail arts with BMW, do everything. So, long story short, when I came back to India, I already had a BMW for me. I didn't have to spend money for it, right? So my husband had bought me a BMW already, right? So this is how I kind of manifest things into my life as well. So it's possibly doable. It's what we believe that we are totally deserving comes looking for us in various forms and shapes, and even we can't stop it, even if you want to, right? That's a beautiful book. Thank you for sharing. And not only the book, I think we are even a little bit more aligned because we have direct contact with David, who was the creative consultant of the movie itself, right? So we have his thought process, and in fact, it's one of my life goals for all of us, in fact, to sit and have a meal with Rhonda Bynes and speak about it more and kind of expand our thought process as we go forth in life. So hopefully someday that will happen.
Yeah. And then David wrote the book, Mindfulness.
Yes, Pocket Full of Money, which spoke about a lot of mindfulness. Yes.
So that book actually relates more about the secret thing into how you want to, you want to be mindfulness. Being just rich is not enough, you know, or it's completely useless. After all, it's just money and it's just numbers. What you want is to be mindful, you know.
Correct. Being in the
and he taught us the other way, the other level of the secret, you know.
Yeah, secret was just a doorway. When you go to him, it was like, okay, there's an ocean to discover, right? So I kind of learned a lot of things from all of his e-courses that he does, right? So I'm just so grateful. He and his thought processes are just. So I guess I'm so blessed to have you, him, and all of you good people around, and together, you know, I hope that we all can be a force of greater good, be of service to maximum amount of people, causing maximum amount of happiness for the maximum amount of time. You know, that's my goal and wish, really. You know.
Yeah, that is so important. At the end of the day, you want to spread your positivity to everyone.
Correct.
Then the world will be a better place to live.
Absolutely. Okay, I actually we have kind of crossed quite a bit of a time. So before I end, I just have 2 or 3 more questions to give you, Glenda. Now, I know you as a person with many strong qualities, and I can even identify at least 10 just like that. But I want to listen from you. What do you think right, is your superpower? What are your virtues and values that you're really grateful that you have? Give me probably
Just now
7 minutes.
you break up. Can you repeat? You break up just now.
Okay, so I said, I know many qualities which you possess, okay, which I admire. Now, I would like to listen from you, okay, what are the values and virtues which you think makes you a superwoman? I want to hear it from you and probably share with me 7 values and virtues which you hold deep with you, which you think it is ingrained and emerged as your core value.
Okay. Values, yeah. So I always emphasize honesty,
Okay.
integrity. In business, this honesty and integrity is so important because to carry around a business everywhere you go, you need to be honest and you need to have integrity. Because if people buying things for you or people support you or people around you, it's mainly because you're honest and you have an integrity. I really, really doesn't like the businessmen that sell things only because they want to make money. After all, you want to be able to sleep at night without any problems, without your phone calls ringing, you know, oh, something that you saw exploded, for example, and causes some problems to people. So I always hold up to these 2 things. And then the next thing about how you want to lead a team, being visionary. So as a leader, we have to have courage and we have to be visionary. If not, I won't have followers. I won't have people that following me on my businesses. So that I give you another 2. So it's 4 now.
Yes.
And then in my own business, how I take care of my own business to make sure that I survive through this crisis, especially, I need to be perseverance. I need to stay focused and I need to be agile.
Okay, beautiful.
So now you see things that are bigger. I'm bringing you the bigger scope, which is honesty and integrity. And then the smaller scope, which is people that around me, that follow me, that work with me, you know, and support me, the visionary courage. And then myself, how I want to expand this energy around.
Beautiful. Very, very well brought into circles, which is going inner, right? And that's
bigger to inner and then inner out. That is what we always learn in energy.
Okay, so when we're talking about energy, right, what is your ritual to come back to yourself? Do you have a particular way that you feel that, okay, if I do this, I come back? Or is there something that you practice on a regular basis? It could be anything. That what is your method to get back to yourself to practice mindfulness?
Everyone have their own way of getting back to themselves. For me, it's pretty simple. So I have been using my engineering brain. We are talking about the left brain, which is the right hand and right. So in order for me to balance out myself, I need to use the other side of the brain, which is playing piano. So when I'm stressed out, I need to relax. So I practice the other side of the brain, which is playing piano. Okay. But I'm happy that I know I have, I can play piano because it is completely a different side of, of me to let me balance out. Everyone have their ways of doing, balancing their brain out. And I find it quite important because I can be very stressful on the other brain and I need to let the other brain take over once in a while.
Okay, so that is your tool, but basically to shut off all the noise and just get into the creative space and let those juices flow, right? Yeah, being an artist, basically you become a creator when you kind of do that, right? So you're still nurturing that part of the brain and you're doing that beautiful dance, there's a tango there which is happening. Nice, wonderful, great.
Very nice chat,
Yeah, so as exactly, you see, you don't know what are the kind of the questions which may come out, right? So right now, I want to ask you, Glenda, right? So I am a person who talks about people should dream audaciously. They should dream big. They should have big, hairy, audacious goals, all right? So I totally believe in it. So I want to know from you, what is your big, hairy, audacious goal? Maybe I'll share mine. Okay, I would love for you to beat it. Okay, And you know, when one person says another big, hairy, audacious goal, it should be so scary, so intimidating that people should actually laugh at you and they should mock at you. So when they do that, then you know what? Okay, I have got it and I'm going to go towards that, right? So for me, it has been, I want to become the next Oprah Winfrey. Yes, it is intimidating as I'm saying it, people laugh at me as I say it, but if I keep saying it, like you and I are believers of the secret, next probably 20, 30 years, who knows, right? If I keep holding on to that vision, that may happen. So tell me, what is your big, hairy, audacious goal, Glenda?
I think I have set up an NGO, which is, we call it a Women Leadership NGO.
Oh, wow, really? I didn't know about this. Nice, okay.
So basically, I really hope that I can influence as many ladies as possible with all the positivity and let the, one thing that I realize is the positivity that I have, I influence a lot of ladies. So I really hope that I can influence more and more of the ladies outside Malaysia, everywhere, so that we all can group up together and we all can be strong together. Because something that I realized, what the woman lack of is our network. Currently, I have a good network with you, but doesn't mean that others have. Because when you look at how the guys build their business and empire, they have a very strong network.
And they connect each other so easily, so easily, it becomes very seamless, right?
Yeah. So I wish that we ladies can be like that. This is a dream, but I'm not sure how we can do that,
And it is going to happen, and I think the world is shifting towards that. Whenever you see a woman come into a leadership position, she takes and does it in a completely different way. And we are looking at how the pandemic is handled by all the spaces where the women are leaders, right? So they operate from the heart. And when they do that, right, there's a complete different magic which happens. So that's beautiful that you want to go into that space. And I think there's just so much of divine goddess power, we say, Shakti, the women coming together. Ancestrally, women used to be like that, right?
Yes.
Women used to be the king. King was not a name for a man. King was anyone who was a leader.
Yes.
Like king is a man.
And if you look at history, there are a lot of very powerful women that rule the country, like Cleopatra.
Yeah.
True. So it's a very different mindset that we should also let women step up. I think the way men works, they need to put down the women so that they can lead.
Correct.
But the way women lead, we don't put down anyone.
Collaborate, right? Come together, and then together we strive, because there's just so much of space for everybody today. The university, and there is enough space for everybody.
So basically, I just hope women can get together, and then we can grow together.
Right. So beautiful. I would love to understand more about your NGO, and let me know how I can add value in any and all ways. I would love to be a part of that and see how we can, kind of collaborate and impact many more people on a granular level. Even if it's a small act of kindness that we can do, I would love to be a part of that. Okay. Now, this is a thing that I do for all my guests who come on my show. I call it the billboard exercise. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question, or perhaps I'm going to put you through a visualization process where I would like you to visualize your grandest vision possible. All right, so let me tell you what the billboard exercise is all about. So a billboard exercise is, let's imagine a huge big billboard with LED and like full power right in front of KLCC. Okay. And then we have one more, which is in New York, one is in Dubai, one is in Chennai, and everywhere else. All right, so really big billboard, really full power. And guess who's going to be on the billboard? It's gonna be you, Glenda.
Okay.
Now I would want you to take a minute or even more to visualize exactly what shows up for you on that billboard. Okay, what is your message to the mass? Because it's through that you're going to be of service, right? So tell us in words, paint a picture of the color, the people you're surrounded with, the things which is around you, where you are, what you're wearing. So go into as much of detail as you can, because guess what? This is going to happen. All right, so take your time and go into it.
Okay, a billboard. Let me think what I want it to happen. So basically, you are talking about a billboard that is everywhere and
all over the world.
Okay, so obviously, I need myself to dress up very elegantly.
Okay, so do you have a color that you're wearing? Have you chosen your color already?
I always like blue.
Okay.
Like what I'm wearing today is also blue, like what you're
wearing.
It's
blue. Same. Okay.
Yeah. So, people have been talking about, you know, growing old. But I always tell people we want to be old gracefully.
Timeless. Become timeless.
Yes. So basically, I want to be dressed up in blue. I like the background to be a bit of yellowish and reddish.
Okay.
Because that is how I want my own aura to be as well.
Okay. Yellow is strong and red is power, right?
Yes. So basically, you want to be able to catch people's attention, and at the same time, you want to be able to spread your positive energy.
Okay.
Yeah. So I like these quotes that I really always like. Positivity is a choice.
Is that coming from your side or my side?
Positivity is a choice.
Okay.
You are free to choose it or reject it.
Okay. Nice.
So now you see the whole thing, how it works together. So basically the red and the yellowish aura,
okay,
showing, you know, positivity is a choice. So basically you choose it or you want to reject it. This is always how I, you know, when people ask me how your daily life, you know, how you make yourself positive. So every morning you wake up, you need to tell yourself, I choose to be positive today.
Nice. Very nice, very nice. And it's a beautiful one. I know. I think that billboard would serve and put a lot of people in a moment of reflection, just even looking at it. Who is this person and why is she saying that? And that will instinct a lot of curiosity. People perhaps go and ask, hey, who is this person? And they probably Google, and then they want to be in association with you in whichever many ways.
Because that is what I always like to spread, you know. Basically, we want to motivate each other. You know, when I know some of my friends that are going through tough time, so I will send them a message, you know, be strong. Because a message like that will change them. So you need to remember, it's not how much you give them money. It is not how much, you know, you want to spend how much time with them. Sometimes they don't even want to see your face.
Yeah.
The little bit of the message, you know, you send to them, be strong, stay positive. It helps. I have seen these things so many times that, you know, whenever I'm down as well, my friends send me a note. Girl, you can go through this. You will be fine. And that thing will let me pick up myself quickly and strive again.
So yeah, we are all that we need. We need each other, and you know, let us be that force, because one day I may need you, and the other day you may need me, right? So we all need each other, and we all go through our highs and lows, and together as we, yeah, I relate to you on so many levels when you say there is just so many things, great things can be done when good people come together.
Yes.
So that's just so many, you know, things which are not so, even people with good intention coming together and, you know, causing massive ripple effect. Why not good people come together and cause?
Exactly.
Right. So that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I think we are at the end of our session. So before we leave, Glenda, do you have any questions that you may want to ask me?
So something that I really want to ask you is, you have so much passion being a doctor. When I used to meet you and we sit down and we talk, and then you said, oh, you know how I saved this person, and how I really hope that you can go back to practice medical one day and save more lives. So I'm looking forward to see you with your white gown and telling me that I have just did a surgery and I saved somebody.
Okay, so that is your vision for me. I'm understanding, right? So you saw a passion in me sharing with you as a doctor. I don't know. Here I am in a space in life where I, for some reasons or other, right? I don't know. I've not been really been able to progress in that line as a doctor. Though I'm very passionate, it has not been profitable for me. It has not been financially helpful enough for me to sustain or even maintain myself because of just various other reasons, probably, you know. And so that
probably you can help patient in another way.
Correct. So that what is exactly what I'm doing right now as a life coach is that I believe in healing people, and I believe that there are just not just the conventional medicine. I'm also right now I believe in EFT. So energy medicine is a way to go forward, and I think the thing that heals people the most are words and you just being there for each other, right?
Yes.
So for me, yeah, my life goal is to become like Tony Robbins, because even doctors need healing. Even, you know, politicians need healing, celebrities need healing, you and me, we all need to heal. And for that, someone needs to be, you know, a source of hope and, you know, tell you will be all right. And I want to be that person who say, you know what, right, we got each other and let's do it.
I got what you mean. I got what you mean. So you are changing the conventional way of healing to another way of healing. Actually, talking about this, I actually did read a few articles on cancer patients can heal themselves with their own energy.
Thoughts, yes, correct. So what you feed, see, it comes back to the same thing. You see, when you go to a doctor, right, and for a common cold, perhaps, the doctor is going to give you almost the same medication which you already know. If you're going to have a headache, the doctor is going to prescribe you a PCM, right?
Yeah.
You can take the PCM yourself. A doctor can give you a PCM, or a neurologist can give you a PCM. The medicine, however, remains the same. But when it comes from an authority of a neurologist giving you a PCM, suddenly the headache, okay, no more it can come. So there is a belief system that which is ingrained within us, though it is the same medication, but the authority of the sadhana the person has done to actually be in that space to tell you, you know what, you're going to be fine. That word is the one which changes the entire game, is what I believe in. So once I am able to tell you, you were going to be all right, you know, of course, in no due respect, if it is an emergency condition, definitely you need doctors. If it is a delivery, you can't say, okay, you said, no, we're not talking about that.
Understand.
I'm talking about a space where there is going to be involving the mind, the mental health, the body, mind, and connection. So that is a space that I would like to.
So that is the space that you are moving yourself into a mental health doctor.
Kind of a thing. A Deepak Chopra kind.
Perfect, because I see that this thing will be in demand because of our society. How the next generation are being groomed and, you know, with a lot of stress and depression and everything. So that space will help to touch a lot of life in a different way.
Yeah,
that will be another.
I hope that I will be still helping and hopefully saving lives, you know, and giving them that one hope that stops them from committing suicide or, you know, ending their life, you know, even.
Yes, because during this MCO, I actually see a lot of articles, news that people throwing their babies out of the window because too stressful.
Yeah, so it's very underplayed, and let's, you know, kind of, and I have been a person who have survived depression myself, and yeah, so I know how darkness feels, right? And unless and until you have traveled that very path, you can't be the source of light. So here I am, who want to just say, you know what, I've been on that path, it's okay, it's completely okay to be lost. That's the only way you can find. Unless and until you go lost, how are you going to find, right? So I want to be able to hold that safe space for people, non-judgmentally, go through whatever you're going, heal, so that after or while you're healing itself, as the process is happening, you become a force of greater good.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Glenda. I hope you had a good interview session with me. I hope,
Definitely. We will come back again.
Definitely, we look forward to having more and deep, meaningful, conscious conversation. So before we end today's session, what are your last words, Glenda?
I really hope that everyone will get inspired by this podcast, and I hope that we're able to change more and more people's perception in life and touch more, help more people to grow.
Let's do this together. Let's do this. It's been an absolute honor to have Glenda on The Laugh, Sing, Dance Story. Like I always say, this is The Laugh, Sing, Dance Story now. Unga special K, and we are saying bye to Glenda from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Say